Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Of course, our first question to any guest on the couch this week is, how about those Canucks?
How about those Canucks? Yeah, our next guest can certainly answer that. And he is starring in Red Riding Hood. Comes out on DVD and Blu-ray in the next couple of weeks. Adrian Holmes.
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. Nice to see you. God,
Thanks for having me.
Where did you watch the game?
I watched the last game at a friend's house. He had a birthday party, so we all watched it at his place.
Now, were you one of the people that was still sorting out the beverages while the Burrows goal was scored, or were you one of the people in front of the television?
This is what happens.
I didn't know. I was in the back outside and just chatting, and then the game's back on. Everyone's, ah! And I'm like, what the heck
And
happened?
You don't just hear it from where you are. You hear it in the neighborhood that you're in.
Everywhere. So I was completely blown away. It was like, what, 10 seconds?
Thank God for replays.
Yeah.
How long have you been back in town, though? Because I know you've been traveling a ton.
Yeah, I got a lot of air miles right now. It's been good. I've been back about a week.
And where were you? You poor thing.
Yeah, it's been rough.
South of France.
I went to Cannes for the Cannes Film Festival, and I just went to do some networking. I didn't have a film. But I went to Paris, Cannes, and then Genoa.
How is Genoa?
It's beautiful. I mean, the food, right?
See, I wanted to ask you
about cheese. Did you have salami?
I had salami.
Hey!
I had cannoli. I had the baguettes, you know.
That's one of my favorite places. Well, but, you can pig out there.
I know a guy like you, too, where, training is a pretty serious aspect, but you kind of put it aside when you're in a place like Genoa.
You know what? I was been working out with a trainer before I left, and he's like, he gave me a workout regimen to take with me.
Whatever.
His face, or did you?
I was like looking at it like, right, okay, moving on. But I did a lot of walking when I was there, so I managed to
I did
keep.
my training. I walked.
Yeah, I walked.
We call that cross training.
And I did a lot of this.
Drinking.
That's a good workout for the arms. So.
Now I've also heard that you were on the Monique show. Yes?
Yeah, that was nice.
And you were doing Michael Jackson. What is this about?
Well, she read my bio that I used to do Michael Jackson impersonations when I was quite young.
Like the dancing or just MJ?
Just the dancing.
Okay.
And I was a little crazy kid. I just liked attention. I was a middle child of 5 kids.
Right, so you got to work for the attention.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm here. I exist, So I'm like,
I haven't eaten in a week.
I wrote a song about it, like, here they go. Come on. I was just like, all over the place. So, yeah, I mean, Michael was a huge idol. I mean, like every kid.
Man, I could do the feather dance.
Yeah, everyone, So I'd fool around. And then she asked me if she goes, I hear you can do a great Michael Jackson. I was like, it's Monique. What am I going to say?
You do it.
I do it. So just roll with it, yeah.
See, I'm not going to ask whether you do it for us because I don't want to know the disappointment when I know that I'm not up to snuff with Monique. That's it.
Now, you are a bit of a mimic, too. Where did you grow up? And first of all, and how did you end up not having a weird accent? Because you are from literally all over.
Yeah, well, I was born in Wrexham, North Wales, and I lived in Liverpool. I never lived in Wrexham, but I lived in Liverpool and then moved to Barbados, back to Chester, and then I moved here just before my 5th birthday. I lived in Port Coquitlam, grew up in Surrey, and then moved to the island, Nanaimo, and then I came to Vancouver. So I just can't keep still.
But that's true. Like, how do you not have a liver?
Well, when I came here, actually, it was funny. When I first moved here, my mom knew exactly where to find me because she would just look out the window, and wherever all the kids were gathered in a circle, she knew I was in the middle because I had such a strong Bajan British accent. It was a different accent because it was mixed.
Yeah.
Does this help you when you're acting? I mean, to me, I always thought every character sort of had a voice, right? Like whether it had an accent or not, it doesn't matter. But it's always kind of got a characteristic to it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I love to play with dialects, and obviously, if you have a good dialect coach on set, it helps you even more. But I just like to just challenge myself, and for me, I like to play with the Caribbean, the Jamaican thing, the patois.
So do I. But it doesn't come out the same.
But you have to stutter a little bit, because when they get excited, they're like, what go on, Mike? What? That's good to see you, That's how they get. They stutter.
There's a rhythm to it.
There's a rhythm to it. My stepdad was Jamaican, so him and his buddies would play dominoes and get, they'd be drinking.
And the more excited,
and the more alcohol they consumed, the faster they spoke, and the harder it was to understand them. But I was like, they're just listening, like, what the? And then I started to get it.
Now we're here today talking about Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Tell us about your character, Captain, and how you came up with where he's from and his backstory.
Yeah, okay. I play the captain in the film, who is the right-hand man to Father Solomon, played by Gary Oldman.
Father Solomon's coming to slay the wolf.
He's coming to slay the wolf. This town, Daggerhorn, has been terrorized by this wolf for hundreds of years. And his name is Akechi. He didn't have a name at first, so I looked up some strong African names online, and I came up with Akechi, which means God's strength, and I thought that was appropriate.
Perfect for one.
So yeah, and he's one of the Moors. He's a West African, fights with his brother along by his side. And the rest of our team is from all over the world.
And
so it's
a lot of your scenes were one-on-one with Gary Oldman. How
all my
was it
scenes.
like to work with an actor like him? He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too. I mean, from Dracula, I was just like, okay, this guy,
He's the best.
He's amazing. He's amazing. And he was, I'll never forget, the first day I met him, we had riding lessons, and he showed up with this blue riding hat, and he's on the steed, and he's covered up beside me.
Why does that seem so funny to
I know, and he's like, I'm like, hey, he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Gary. And I'm like, I know who you are. He's like,
okay, we're gonna look at
Nice to see you on the trusty
yeah, it's nice to
steed,
see you.
sir.
Should we go for a ride? So,
Galloping away.
Yeah, so we're like, going all around, getting comfortable on the horses and stuff. And
Had you ridden a lot before, or was this
I had ridden a couple times before. My first show was a show called Neon Rider.
Yeah.
Years ago, 91, gosh, yeah, a long time ago. And at the Virtue Ranch, which is where we actually did our training for the movie. So it was very familiar territory.
Full
for me.
circle, huh?
Yeah, he's like, I came right back home. I was like, hey.
And then Gary Oldman.
And then Gary Oldman, yeah.
Things have changed a little bit.
Yeah. But he was amazing. He's got a great sense of humor. So professional. He shows up. Never has his sides in his hand. He just, and you just kind of fall into his cipher, into his vortex. So it really does. It helps you. You rise to the occasion. It's like when you're playing with the A-list. When you're playing with a gold medalist, you just step up. It's like, okay.
Now we've run out of
Exactly how
time.
Fiona describes working
Totally.
with me.
We've run out of time for the clip, so you're just going to have to rent it on DVD or watch it on VOD when it comes out.
Okay, well, it'll be on DVD June the 14th, and it's got a lot of extended...
the Blu-ray combo pack.
Blu-ray combo pack.
There we go.
Has an uncut ending, a new ending, an alternate ending.
So we don't know what
So
happened.
even I don't know what the ending is, so it's going to be pretty exciting. So
Thanks so much, Adrian. So nice to see you.
'Cause now I see
Canucks
that-
go.
Go Canucks, go! Absolutely, we're going to do it.
You've got the Canucks lining on your jacket, which I really like as well. Just that flash of blue, baby.
I felt bad not having a jersey on, so I figured I'd just, bring the color.
Well, I was wearing my jersey when everybody got here, but it looked like I didn't have pants on, so I decided to not wear it today.
I know. She says that like that's a problem. Like that's a weird thing to me.
But
Like
you can go
that
to
makes
Adrian's
guests very comfortable.
yeah, that would be terrible.
Next time.
Fiona, yes.
You can go to Adrian's website to find out what he's up to, and of course, you can, as we just mentioned, you can get the Blu-ray combo pack, DVD, and also on demand coming June 14th for Red Riding Hood.